Hey guys, Andrew Kopac Design here. We're filming this again because I really don't want to edit it. I just filmed 3 minutes, and basically this video is just showing you guys, a few of the ways where I got to where I am right now, and also it's addressing some of the questions that some of you have asked on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and even by email, which is really cool. So thanks for reaching out to me. A few of them were, how did you get started in carpentry, and also how do you know so much about SketchUp, and how are you kind of so good at it, and how do you incorporate the two together? So basically, it starts years ago. I guess how I even got into construction in the first place. My parents didn't really do anything with construction. They had like a basic toolbox with some rusty screwdrivers and stuff. Nothing special. My great-grandfather, I think, did some carpentry. I never got to meet him. And my other grandpa, he had a nice shop, but I really hardly ever went there. I think I helped him, or he helped me with the Pinewood Derby once. That's about it. But I think I really realized that I was into carpentry probably when I was around 10 or so. I went to a Habitat for Humanity with scouts, and my mom was there. And basically, I think just walking into that house that was under construction, it was all just roughed in, the studs were there, plumbing, electrical. I think it's really weird to say, like, you walk in there and, like, the scent of everything really sparks something. But that's really when I knew that I wanted whatever was going on there to be in my life. And that's kind of how the whole passion for it started. So years later, I decided to go to technical high school. So if you're not familiar with those, basically it's a 4-year high school, just like any other high school. But usually it's a week in academics and then a week in shop. So that was definitely the best decision in my life. My parents kind of didn't want me to go there because all the other 3 kids went to a normal high school, got the college degree, kind of typical thing. And they kind of figured, you're not going to be successful if you do that and you can't go to college, which obviously I proved them wrong. Obviously anyone that's thinking of going to a technical high school, or if you have kids, they could do whatever they want no matter what school they go to. And that's been the best decision of my life that got me to where I am today. So definitely if you have kids or anyone else that's looking at a technical high school, highly recommend it. Basically you go through every shop in there. And another part of this, I almost chose electrical because many of the people were saying, besides you can't go to college if you're in a technical high school, which obviously isn't true, that, carpentry isn't going to make much money, you're not going to have fun, you're going to be stressed out your whole life and working so hard, killing your body in the sun, the heat, lifting. And yeah, part of that's true, it's hot outside, but any trade that's going to happen. And what it comes down to, besides all of those things, is that if you have a passion for something, you're unstoppable and you'll do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. If you want to make a lot of money, you'll make a lot of money. If you want to start your own business, you'll start your own business. And, passion is just, it makes yourself unstoppable. And that's what I found. I was lucky to be the one that found that at an early age, that I wanted to be in carpentry. So basically, I started doing a few little things myself with the little tools that I could. My brother actually gave me my first miter saw. It's a Ryobi one. It was like $100 or something, a little 10-inch blade, 8-inch, I don't even know, it was small. So I got that for Christmas, and I basically messed around with, some other tools that were not donated, but some family gave me for free. And that's how I started. I started in the basement, little shop, and basically from there, years ago, you could see what I'm at now if you look at my Instagram, at Kopac Design, basically where I worked myself up to. Of course, I learned a lot of things from different people. I have to, give a lot of people credit, but, just having the passion and taking yourself this far because of that passion, it's amazing to kind of see and look back. And then, of course, I'm mentioning high school because that's where my interest in SketchUp kind of started. So I was designing some projects. I never liked to draw by hand. That's a huge thing going into architecture, school that I'm attending right now. I hate hand drawing. So I went to SketchUp. So while I was in high school, I was kind of messing around with the program to design a few tables and stuff, one of which was actually how I got higher up in the construction fields. And, people would always see me designing homes and stuff. I'm sure if someone from high school is watching this, they'll be like, oh yeah, that kid was always in SketchUp. So I basically learned it by messing around. So if you're looking into SketchUp, they do have a free version, of course. And you could basically just mess around. It's all line work. So if you could build it, you could basically draw it. It's nothing too complex. Anyone can learn it. There's so many videos on YouTube. I wouldn't really pay for anything, just because there's so much free content available. The way I did it was I found basically like tutorials that had like steps 1 through 10 of how to create a house or how to create, an opening or something. And it had so many different steps. So whoever makes those videos, thank you so much for uploading those, because you got me to where I am today with that skill set. So yeah, I basically just that and lots of practice. I would say I use the program every day almost. If I don't use it for like a week, it feels really weird. So it's a consistency in the practice in SketchUp that really makes it come together. And if you guys ever need help, just let me know. Comment below. I'll add a video and show you guys how to do something. And it's a great program, and it also comes with layout, which is a way to make vector line work. So if you don't know, you could blow up all of your lines as big as you want, and it prints just as sharp as it would anywhere else, as if it's like full scale. So that's the plus to the layout program, using the vector line work. And and let's see, after high school, it was actually the last year in high school, I used that program for an actual job. I'll try to post a picture of it. It's way back on Instagram, probably one of the first pictures that I posted. And it was of a solid oak vanity. It had mostly like 1x2, like plywood sides and plywood drawers, all oak and custom stained and everything. It came out pretty nice. But I used the program to design it, and that was my first project that actually did like a design and build thing. So that opportunity actually gave me a different opportunity with a builder. So it was for a librarian in my school. I built that for her, and it turned out she was actually building a custom home or getting one built for her. So I delivered that and everything, and the contractor that was almost done with the home, he saw that, and he wanted me to work for him. He's a great guy. I learned so much with him. I really learned what quality is. That's a whole other story of working for different people and understanding quality completely. This one's more about SketchUp and the journey to carpentry. But let's see. So yeah, so I designed that and built it, and then I started working with him. And from there, I love working for people, but for some reason I always kind of go off on my own, which isn't a bad thing as long as I have the skill set to do it, and I'm willing to improve, which I am to get to where I am right now at this point. I can't even believe how much I've improved. Even the last year alone, I looked back a year ago and I was like, I didn't know anything last year. I was really stupid. So it's amazing what you learn thanks to Instagram, thanks to people on YouTube and everything for sharing their knowledge. Really appreciate it. Instagram is one of the best communities. So yeah, SketchUp really got me into my construction career where I wanted to be, just because, I had an idea how to build it. I knew the dimensions of lumber, and I'm pretty good at the computer. So putting all those things together, it really worked out. If you know how to design it, you could build it. If you know how to build it, you can design it. It kind of goes both ways. But yeah, SketchUp, I would say, is one of the most valuable programs that I've ever learned in my whole entire life. And it's, of course, hand in hand with carpentry. So then I think it was the last year of high school, I was going into law enforcement, into college as a potential degree. I think just scouting, all the way up to Eagle Scout, I kind of just had that kind of built in my mindset that, law enforcement, it kind of just was kind of my blood or something, and I kind of wanted to pursue that. But I wound up going to community college, and I completely failed like 3 classes because I was just so involved with work. It's not what's happening right now. I'm doing okay. 1 semester left. But yeah, I guess I wasn't set on what I wanted to do, or I was having a lot of doubts about it. So here I was, I was working with the custom builder a year after high school. I took the whole year off, and I kind of just dropped all the classes. I think it was like 3 of them at a community college, just because I wasn't interested, and it was math courses. I was like, this isn't going to help. And also, I think most of that was due to the fact that I had a possible different idea in my mind, and the idea was to go to be an architect. And that all sparked off the SketchUp program and carpentry. Basically, I love building, but I kind of thought, a lot of wear and tear on my body, like we kind of mentioned before. But also, maybe higher potential for money. But now what I'm realizing is that it's really more of a sense of control over the whole project. So instead of just building one part, you could actually specify every single detail and do it the way that you want, the way that it should be done, and make sure that the quality is there, that the client's getting what they deserve, and they're not just getting something simple, they're getting something that has a lot of thought into it. So yeah, I kind of thought, okay, I'm gonna go for architecture, and then I realized that all the courses I was going for law enforcement, nothing would really pay off if I went for architecture. So that's the main reason why I dropped them. So I wasn't pressured to go to college at all. That was all completely on myself. I don't think my parents were pressuring me. I think they just figured I'd be fine with what I was doing. I was doing pretty well. So yeah, so I started going to school for architecture, and I went to a pre-course like 2 weeks before school started. I was so excited because, I was like, you could basically get an introduction to the overall course and kind of like be ahead of other students, and I was really excited. And then literally like 2 days into it, we started hand drawing, and they were doing a perspective drawing, and it was the worst day of my life. I couldn't figure it out, and the teacher, some of the teachers are good there. It's just like any education. Some of them you like, some of them you don't like, and I was having such a hard time because I guess I really hate hand drawing. I don't know if it's because I'm not good at it, but it just really annoys me. I think the main reason I went there was because of SketchUp, because I like the computer drawings. And when you work in the construction field for 5 years, and then you kind of go there into a school, you're hoping to learn more, and it felt like I was going backwards also. So that's almost a whole other story right now, but we'll just keep it flowing. Basically, I didn't know what I was doing the perspective drawing. I couldn't do it. It was crazy. I asked the teacher for help, and she was like, what do you want me to do, draw the whole thing for you? So yeah, I got really mad right there. And basically from there up until now, it's been a really rough ride with school. But I don't want to get too far off topic. I mean, we're talking about SketchUp, but SketchUp leads into this, so I guess we could kind of stay here with construction, how I got into it, because that still leads me up to where I am today. Show you all like the flyers and everything, basically all this graphic design and layout and even all the letters and stuff that I write. That's all skills from college, so I can't say that college has been a complete waste of time. But to kind of summarize college up until this point with the construction incorporation that we're talking about here, it's been really crazy. I think it's been literally almost every semester. Maybe I had one semester, maybe two, that I didn't think of dropping out, just because I felt like I wasn't learning, I wasn't going any further, and it wasn't what I wanted to get out of it. I knew what I wanted in life. I still know what I want in life, and to be in a school and they're telling you to do certain things, and it feels like there's a huge gap between the real world and the school that I'm going to, especially when you're at a hands-on school and you're on a roof for every other week, and then you're just sitting in a desk all day, and it's really hard for me. So yeah, I remember talking to a professor, and I did everything in the computer. I refused to do it by hand in mini semesters, and it didn't really say you have to draw it by hand. It was just, it was the course topic. You had to learn certain skills, and I felt like I was ahead of people at the time. So second semester, here I am doing a full building in 3D, impressing the teacher. He actually worked at Rossetti, which is like a really famous architecture firm in Detroit, and he had one of his coworkers come in and kind of talk to me about it, and offer me advice and give me his business card. I never followed up. I feel kind of stupid for that. But it was nice of him that he kind of realized, my passion, my skill for it, and what was going on. So I did talk to him one-on-one, and I was like, hey, yeah, it was my third semester. I'm really about to drop out if I fail this course. I hate hand drawing. It makes me want to quit and not be here anymore. And he understood, and he's like, everyone else is hand drawing here, so we could pass you for the course if you do all this stuff, but since you're not hand drawing it like everyone else, we can't give you anything higher. So I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just take the C. And grades are never important to me. I'm one of those people, I don't even think the diploma is important. One semester left, I'm was thinking of dropping out, just because I don't need the piece of paper. I just need the learning advice. That's what I came here for. So it's been a huge battle of that ever since, just with the whole hand drawing thing. It sounds so stupid, but when you go there thinking that you're gonna do one thing and you do something that's completely different, and it kills your passion for it. Like, I'm so passionate for construction, as you can probably see in my work ethic on Instagram and the other videos that I posted. And then when they make you do something such as hand drawing, it's one of the things that killed my mood. It was terrible. And there were a few other courses that we didn't really focus on what I wanted to, like building something in the wilderness to incorporate sound, and it was really crazy. I know they're trying to get you to think outside of the box, but I know that I wanted to be in residential, maybe learn a little bit about commercial, but they do such a broad way of it. I'm just trying to picture if I actually went for only residential construction 4 years ago up until now, maybe I'd be happier, but the learning experience that I could have had, from school, focusing on one area, but I guess that's not what they do. That's just part of school, or that's part of the program that I chose, which I did choose Michigan to go to because it was a technical school, so I thought it would be similar to my high school, a lot of hands-on. So I guess it is compared to other schools, less book work, but still, it's just, I'm sure you can understand when you hate to do something and they're making you do it one way. It's terrible. It's not the wrong way. I mean, who's going to be hand drawing nowadays? I know there's different methods. One isn't right or wrong, but you're kind of moving into 2017. They shouldn't be penalizing me for hand drawing. But enough of that. Basically, I'm in my second to last semester. I'll be graduating next semester, but I was so close over the summer to just saying I'm completely done with this. All this stuff that's added up this far, I don't want to go back. And I still say that all the time. I'm in class and I'm like, what am I doing here? I'm sitting in a class, and I could be out there working. I could be working on the projects that I have right now, establishing clients. And that's the thing. It's so hard. And I can't even imagine going back to school when you're older, because you already have a sense of the real world. And especially when you're an entrepreneur and you're working for yourself, you establish clients, and you know how it is to work with people. You're not going to be working for a boss telling you what to do, or at least I'm not. So that's where I'm different. And it's not like I'm going to school and I'm not, learning how to work with other people. I actually held 2 jobs. One was at Chipotle. Basically, every single year, people loved me there. It was a great environment. I really loved that place. They have great work ethics. I learned so much there. So that's a great place. That's another topic. I also worked at Abercrombie and Fitch just to kind of change it up, and learn different people. It's a whole different atmosphere there. Whole crazy thing. But it's cool because I learned ways that different people work, the way that different people see other people that work, and I think overall the coolest thing was that they all mentioned my work ethic and how hard I was working. So as much as I don't need to be praised for that or whatever, it's nice every once in a while to hear about yourself and kind of get advice or tips or something. And oh yeah, so this semester I really didn't want to go back. So I had this crazy idea. Okay, what if I could drive home every single weekend, all the way from Southfield, Michigan, which is right by Detroit, about 20 minutes away, back to Connecticut, which is a 10.5 to 12-hour drive. Crazy idea. I mentioned it to a few people, and they're like, "Yeah, that's not gonna work." So I thought about it some more, and I was like, if I really am dedicated, I'll make that drive all the time. But then, miles in the least and everything, it adds up, and I don't want to be driving that much. Then you're only home for a day. It's really nothing. So then I had this idea. Okay, maybe I'll look at flights, and maybe I could fly home. So I was choosing classes, and I had a class on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So what I did is instead of taking 3 classes, I knocked one off, so I was only taking 2. And that allowed me to have class only on Monday and Wednesday. So now the schedule is like, it leaves me open basically anytime at noontime on Wednesday all the way up until 9 a.m. on Monday. So with the crazy idea, I figure, okay, if I could find cheap flights on the weekend, maybe I could fly home once in a while. So up until ever since I started at the end of August, I've been flying back every single week, basically to come home and work. So that was the only way I could tolerate not dropping out and being happy, because it really killed me all the other semesters to just be working all summer, and then I would work nonstop every single day. That was my vacation. I had so much fun doing that. Whether or not there was profit involved, whether or not I got like vacations out of it, if I bought new tools, I was happy. And that's how it's been. So it would hit me so hard every time, just be away from my tools and then come back for a month and winter and work. And I noticed that it was really sacrificing the quality, because I was taking months off. I wasn't learning. I wasn't advancing. So this semester, every single week so far, I've been home. There was one weekend I went to Florida to see my mom to unpack, but I still came home the next day really quick just to do a few things for the volunteer fire department that I'm part of, and then fly all the way back to Michigan. But basically what I do is, let's see, so my car stays here because I have the trailer hitch and the trailer. I'm pulling like a trailer with my Subaru Legacy because I wanted a nice luxury car. I didn't really want a truck. But eventually I get a company truck, so it'll kind of work out. We'll see in the future what happens. I'm still happy with that car, no regrets about that. So basically every Sunday I wake up at about 4:30 in the morning, and I go to LaGuardia Airport in New York City. It's about an hour drive. Plane boards around 7:30. We get in Detroit by about 10:30. It's like an hour and a half flight. Get into Detroit. I take a Lyft. When I'm in Detroit in college, I'm 30 minutes away from the airport. I have no car there, so I take a Lyft from the airport to home. I'm kind of like a prisoner there, unless I want to pay for a Lyft to go get food or go get a haircut, go to the mall, whatever I want to do. Every morning when I go to school, I take a Lyft. So it's kind of crazy. It's like a whole different life there. And then go to school Monday. I have 2 classes from 9 until 12. Come home. I have all day Tuesday off, which it seems like a waste of time. I've been seeing movies a lot because there's a movie theater across the street. So I'm really trying to maximize. I was trying to maximize what I do there when I'm not having schoolwork, when I have free time. And that's kind of like a downfall. I should be doing something to help myself here, but I'm not really sure what to do. So I don't know if I've kind of fallen into like a rut, and I'm not quitting there, but I'm, I guess, relaxing a little bit more than I feel like I should be. I'm not giving myself enough things to do when I'm there. So then I have all day Tuesday off, and then Wednesday I have class again from 9 until 12. I head right to the airport, and the flight leaves at like 3:30. So basically I'm at the airport for 3 hours, because I don't want to pay for the Lyft to go to my apartment and then go from the apartment to the airport. I'd rather just go to the airport, knock out homework, whatever I gotta do. Get into New York around 5:30, go pick up my car, spend the $82 on parking that it's for 3 days, which is crazy. Drive in traffic for 2 hours. And tonight I have a few hours free, so I figure why not make a video to show you guys. Hopefully you're not tired of my voice, hopefully you're learning something or you're interested. Let me know what you guys want to see in videos, or if I'm rambling too much. I'll post whatever you guys want, or if it doesn't work out, I won't post anymore. We'll see. But yeah, so I come home, and basically I'm going to have all day tomorrow, which is Thursday, all day Friday, and all day Saturday to work. So 3 full days. It's really nice that I could work all day. That's a really interesting experience. Overall, you're probably wondering, okay, price-wise, how much are you making? How much are you spending? So it's 130 round trip for the flight, which isn't really bad actually. It's for Spirit. I'm loading up my miles like crazy, which is really nice. I love flying. So we do that. $82 for parking, like I mentioned, for 3 days. Gas isn't really much. We won't even count that. The Lyft ride to and from the airport in Detroit is about, it's like 35, and then to school is like 15 each way, maybe 8 depending on the traffic. So it adds up maybe 300-400 plus foods. It adds up to a lot, but when I'm charging, the price that I am to do the work that I am doing every weekend, basically I've been breaking pretty close to even, which is fine, because if I'm up there, I'm going to be making minimum wage anyway, and I'm not going to be as happy because I'm not next to my tools. So I figure I'm still working, I'm still making money, but even though it's vanishing because I'm traveling, it's not like I'm losing anything. I'm gaining knowledge, I'm gaining miles, travel experience, and I'm meeting some really cool people along the way. And even on the way to the airport, I mentioned kind of like a few pieces of the story to the drivers, and they get really inspired. They're like, wow, you inspired me. And someone just emailed me the other day, actually, and he's like, I found your videos inspirational. And I sent him a long email. I still have to reply to another one, but I find that happens so much, and I'm so happy that, being younger, I can inspire whoever you are, younger, older, whatever. And you're not old if you're 50. 50 is the new 20, just so you guys know if you're watching this. Don't feel old. You could do whatever you want whenever. It's never too late. And especially, DIY, whatever. Of course, I'm more on the professional side from what I'm doing. But try it out. That's how I started, and you guys could save money. I'm here to help you learn. So if you want to try something at home, just reach out to me on Instagram. I'll help you out whatever you need. Everyone on there will help you out. It's really cool. So save yourself some money, try something new, try out a hobby, and try carpentry. Maybe it'll be part of your passion that you never really picked up on. Let's see, yeah, so flying home every week, mentioned that, and what else? I think that's pretty much it. The whole SketchUp thing through school, I guess if we get back onto that, many of the teachers hated it. I'm not sure why. Maybe it was a newer program, maybe it seemed like you couldn't do much, but I feel like I've proved them wrong in many stances. Not because I was trying to, but because I like the program, and when you get accustomed to using like one program over another, it's hard to learn other ones because they don't maneuver correctly. It's like learning a whole different language, and I'm so familiar with SketchUp that whatever I need to do, I could do it in there. I'm so comfortable with it, and I could do it quick and efficient. And if it looks the same, why not do that? So I had a construction systems course. The teacher was okay. He was motivating, and I kind of see him as a guy that I could take advice from based upon where he is right now. But of course, we had our differences and everything. He didn't want me using the program, and he was basically like, okay, you use SketchUp, you're gonna fail the course. You can't use that here. You have to use Revit. And I was like, yeah, okay. I didn't say that to him. I'm respectful, of course. But I kind of, it was kind of terrible because I went through the whole semester using SketchUp, because the difference, that at least the way I think of Revit, is that if you want to draw a 2x4 stud or put in trim, you can't do it as precise. And I want to control everything in the project, so maybe I went a little bit overboard drawing every single stud and putting in every single molding, every single corner, whatever. But I learned so much from it. I knew that, if there's like a double 2x10 girder going in there, there's, the foundation isn't lining up properly in the garage with the steps. I knew everything that was there because I was so involved with it. But I think he failed to see that because he was so involved in the process that you're using the wrong program. You shouldn't be doing that, because if you get hired with someone, they're not going to want you to use that. And I don't really care. I work for myself, and of course, if I want to work for someone else, then I'll do that. That's on me. So I feel like in a way that was kind of like a unfair type of thing. I know he was trying to do what's best, saying, okay, use this program because that's what we're here to do, prepare you for the real world. But when you're trying to be an entrepreneur and you want to work for yourself and stuff, you have your own ways, and of course being stubborn. But that's part of the whole process. Sometimes, whether it's going to hurt me in the future or not, we will see. But yeah, so I did the whole project in that program, and that has led me to doing it in the next class, which was the more advanced one, and knowing what I know now. So I could do full blueprints in SketchUp and layout that look basically like any other program would, and there's no reason why you can't use that program over another. It's the same thing. So his class was for residential construction, which I knew so much about, and that's why I wanted to use the program, because I know how to build a whole house. Basically, I have a pretty close idea how to do it. I've never built one from the bottom up, but I knew that program was going to help me out. And if I did the other program, I was going to be worrying so much about the program that I couldn't focus on my actual knowledge, and it was going to harm me so much. So in a way, I'm kind of mad that he didn't kind of cherish my knowledge and understanding in the construction field because he was so worried about the program. But it's okay. I passed the course, and I learned so much from it. But when I think back to it, it's really messed up because I spent the time whenever he wanted to review it kind of like hiding from him because he wanted to see, you know, updates, and I didn't want to show him the program that I was using because I didn't want him to be disappointed, and I knew he was going to complain. So whenever he wanted to meet up, I was basically starving myself of the actual like educational learning experience I could have had because I knew he was going to say something about the program. So I would just export it to a PDF so he didn't know where I made it. And I don't even know if he still knows that I use SketchUp for it. It doesn't matter, but just, I guess I kind of question it. He probably thinks I used CAD or something, which is only 2D. I think they have a 3D one now. But it went well. I think those are on my Instagram also, you guys could check it out. So it came out really nice, and I learned so much, but I was just a little disappointed that I kind of starved myself of being able to learn meeting with him because I felt like I was going to get negativity from using this program, which it shouldn't really be like that. So whether that's on me or that's on the school, I'm not really sure. Probably on me. It's okay. But basically, I use that in every single class, whether it was something that was conceptual or like an actual full set of blueprints for the wood framing construction or even steel framing construction. I made it work. I'm still making it work with all these things that I have on here. I'll upload some of my story on Instagram and you guys can see. And it works out fine. I love the program, and it's so useful because you could be as detailed as you want, and that's the main reason that I went into architecture, that I started using SketchUp, because the detail is in there, the detail is everything, and that program really lets you access every little bit of detail up to your knowledge, and it's amazing. I have a file that has different profiles in it. I know how to use it inside and out, and it's been a huge asset to my career, to my future, and yeah, it's just great. So I think that's enough talking about everything. If I missed anything or if I rambled on too much, let me know in the comments below how I could make a better video next time. If you guys want to learn anything or see anything else, or don't want to see anything else, just let me know. Also, make sure to follow me on Kopac Design. I post stories daily whenever I'm working, and almost every other day, so you can see what I'm up to. Ask questions, send a direct message. It's probably the easiest way to email me. Feel free to reach out to me, andrewkopac.com or kopacdesign.com. You can send an email. Email's andrew@andrewkopac.com. I don't use Twitter too much. I'm on LinkedIn if you want to check that out. But yeah, just Instagram at Kopac Design. That's the easiest way. So comment, let me know what you guys want to hear or don't want to hear, and if I could help you out, by all means, either send a video reply to me by email or type out to me, whatever you guys want, and I am here to help you. And I hope you enjoyed me sharing my story so far, and can't wait to share more with you guys. Thanks a lot. Make sure to click the subscribe button below, and maybe I'll try to post some more videos soon. See you later. Thanks.